if I was an agency owner or a coach and I had an audience around 10 to 15K plus, and it really does depend if the audience is engaged. You really need an engaged audience if you do want this to be successful. And I wanted to sell an offer, a new offer. I would always go the webinar funnel route, the webinar funnel framework. Why would I choose this framework? Well, not only would I choose it, but also big brands like Iman Gutsi would choose this method, especially when he goes to release a new course. He always uses the webinar funnel method. He'll also present a 3-day webinar system. He'll get people to sign up through a landing page for this webinar day. Not only does Iman Gutsi do this, but Brez Scales has recently done this, I believe, with his boot camp, maybe it was, for brand scaling. Though they always use this method. I'm going to show you how to use this method for your own agency offer, coaching offer. Though let's get straight into it. Essentially, why this is good is because, first of all, when you're live webinar funnel, um, it's great because people can ask questions live, especially when it's live. You can story tell, handle the objections, showcase social proof on the webinar, and all of that will then just produce a whole lot better results, maximizing profit by the end of that webinar, increasing the urgency, mentioning that there's limited spots available um, for the whatever you're selling, and then people will just get their credit cards out wanting to buy because you've actually nurtured them, you've warmed them up all on that live webinar. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to show you guys how to actually display this. I'm going to type in here the webinar framework. Okay, so what do we start off with? Well, we have your stories. So I'm gonna present this. We have you have a personal brand. Always starts off with a personal brand. I want this. I'll put it like that. Okay, cool. We're gonna start off with your personal brand. And essentially what we're gonna do with your personal brand is we want people to know about this funnel. Not about the funnel, this upcoming webinar. So essentially this would come through stories, this would come through, um, it can come through content. We can just add that in there, but it's mainly stories that you want to apply this. So I'm just going to add content here, but the main focus is going to be stories, okay, that we're going to use. And then we're going to let people, this is going to connect towards CTA. It's going to connect towards a CTA here. So we're going to add CTA call to action button. And then this call to action button is going to take us down into the start of that webinar funnel system. So now this will take us towards the landing page. Okay. Landing page, I mentioned this before, you include doesn't really need to be the 10-step structure. We're just gonna mainly focus on getting people signed up to this. So I'm just gonna do sign up. So we're just gonna do sign up to the webinar, sign up to the webinar. You can go more specific, sign up to within the landing page. I'm not going to explain that too much. I'm just going to briefly, so you build out the landing page. Your main focus is you want them to sign up to the webinar. Where are they going to get led to after they sign up? Well, essentially, when they sign up, what we want is either a WhatsApp list or a newsletter list. So, WhatsApp list. Otherwise, you can do a email list. Email list. And what are we going to do inside that? Well, once we're in that, WhatsApp list will mainly be a group. So I'm just going to add group here just in case you guys need it. Once we have that sorted, on a daily, we're just going to, so we have that. I just want to direct this somewhere else. Cool. Once we have that in place, we want to nurture these leads. Nurture, okay? This will come through storytelling mainly, social proof. Okay, we're just in updates. Social proof, updates. So essentially, we're just gonna get them ready for the upcoming webinar. And this is why we're just gonna warm them up, those leads that have signed up. So how, are we gonna do this daily? How much should I do this daily, Zayden? How many times should I actually be posting daily through this newsletter, through this WhatsApp group? Well, essentially what we want is 5 times daily. We really want to be active in these groups. We really want to make sure that those signups don't go to waste and that every single one of them end up on that webinar list, okay? So really want to be as active as possible, just sharing storytelling, social proof, updating about the webinar, the upcoming webinar, just really keeping those leads ready and in touch, keeping them in the funnel so they don't forget about the upcoming webinar, creating urgency to get on this webinar. So I'm gonna actually urgency to get on the webinar. So you can even do things like I'm going to be releasing one of my biggest secrets on this webinar regarding this offer. Okay, so that's essentially that. And then this will come up towards, oh, that's such an ugly line. This will come towards the webinar. Okay, so we have the webinar here on a specific date. Webinar. Cool. And essentially, what do we want to focus on this webinar? What's like our main goals? Storytell. Yeah. What's wrong about that? Okay, story. Tell 8 to 10. Okay, forget that 8 to 10. Or essentially 8 to 10 breakdown. Okay, so 8 to 10 kind of category breakdown, 8 to 10 lists breakdown of your offer, of what's actually happening. We want to maximize the free value part, and then we also essentially want to provide the social proof, urgency, and handle objections, answer questions. We're going to do everything on this webinar. Okay, Storytell, 8 to 10 breakdown, free value, social proof, urgency, handle objections, answer questions. Okay, really just maximizing everything to get them ready. And urgency is a big part. So what I would do with urgency is I would say that there's limited spots in whatever the offer is in offer to get more people up to the high ticket. Essentially, I would honestly get them towards, I would still get them towards a high ticket. My main focus with this webinar is the high ticket offer. Okay, so I'm gonna get them focused on the high ticket. Though, what do we want to do if those people can't afford the high ticket? Do we want to present the low ticket? Do we really want to focus on the high ticket? Well, if it's a course, like mentoring, it really does depend. I'm gonna just leave high ticket there for now. But let's just review this webinar funnel real quick. Personal brand. We're going to let everyone know through stories, maybe even content, but main focus is stories. CTA on the stories. There's going to be a whole list of stories. I should do another video on that about the stories, actually nurturing your leads through the stories, getting your audience and followers ready for the upcoming event, whatever that is happening. really using sales copy to our advantage in the stories part. This will then come down to the landing page. The landing page will follow a specific structure. Will it have a VSL? You can present it a VSL. This is definitely recommended on any landing page to present a video sales letter of what's gonna happen. Now, by the end of this, we really want to emphasize the sign up. Okay, so sign up list, email, name, WhatsApp phone number, they're the three essentials, and then they're gonna sign up to that and either get directed towards an email, to a list on the email, otherwise they'll get signed to a WhatsApp list as well. Okay, with that being that, we can let our, should we let our appointment setters, that can be another option. Okay, when they do sign up to the webinar, can our appointment setting team call each one individually or get in contact? Okay, that may actually be a good route. So once this far, we can get the sales team involved, where the appointment setters, it really does depend on your audience size, can personally message each person on sign up, just creating more rapport. Okay, any advantage to really make sure those people that signed up are going to join the webinar. We don't want any wasted signups. So our appointment setters can personally message each of those people who sign up to the webinar. And then after this, then we're going to nurture those leads, really make sure that they're going to be warmed up to join the webinar. This will come through either email or a WhatsApp group where we've made them join to, where they've signed up to. We're going to storytell, social proof, share the updates regarding the webinar, share what's actually going to happen on the webinar, and create urgency. So it's like, I'm going to be, presenting this secret on the webinar regarding this, and we want to do that at least 5 times daily, or even every hour each day. We really want those notifications to be popping up to make them really add it to the calendar, and really make them add the alarm for when this webinar does happen. So once we have that in place, the webinar date does come. The date of the webinar, 3-day webinar. Okay, so we're going to do 3-day webinar. 3-day webinar. Okay, and during these 3 days, we're just going to be sharing different things, storytell, 8 to 10 breakdown. We really want to maximize free value here. So regarding the offer, we're really just going to help them how to, so for example, let's say the webinar is how to go 0 to 10K in 3 months with this method. During those 3 days, we're going to be presenting that value in its specific format. You're going to build out that format for your webinar, and then we're going to storytell through there. Usually the first one is storytelling, how I went from broke kid, this. You're just going to storytell, really create the emotional connection with your audience, answer questions, provide free value, like I said, social proof, urgency, handling those objections online, like when you're on the webinar, handling objections like, I was low on money, but then I really need to, something along the lines of that. Like, I was a little kid, I didn't have the funds available to invest, but I really needed to pull my money, and I don't know how it may be, however you want to, handle whatever objections that you think that the audience maybe have indulged in them when they do maybe go to purchase this offer. Handle those on that call, on that webinar, I'm supposed to say, straight away, and answer any questions that are coming through the live chat. So yeah, that's mainly it. That's the webinar funnel. And then once that's done, then we connect, and then your sales team will basically handle it from there on, jumping on those sales calls with those people who've actually committed to signing up, to moving into the high ticket, making that decision after the webinar, and then getting into your new offer. So yeah, that's essentially how the webinar funnel goes. Of course, you can go more specific in the landing page, but that's just briefly what that webinar system looks like. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.